just like being part of these groups, I'm really appreciating like being in a space with other women and to be able to connect with other women like from across the world, you know, that I would not normally have even access to. Like I have access to Facebook and whatever, but being connected in your groups is allowing me to be connected to women who are like-minded, you know what I mean, and have the same kind of goals, inner goals.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we're working on the same things together, and just the energy that's coming from that
Mm-hmm.
is changing my world.
Mm-hmm.
It's changing my whole world, you know, from sitting in my house and in my room for 5 years alone, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and thinking that this is the rest of my life. And then now, you know, just connecting in your groups,
Mm-hmm.
and on top of the things I'm learning, right? But
Right.
just to have that connection with other women
Yeah.
is really expanding me in ways that I didn't think that I was going to be able to ever have,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
lovely. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Yeah, it makes you feel less alone, right? And heard and
Yeah, and like, yeah, like I'm not alone. Oh my God, there are other women, like beautiful women, and you see their soul in this group, in your feminine rising and in your receiving challenge. Like I've had the ability to see women
wait, we lost sound. No sound.
there. My internet is messed up. I'm in a hotel. Yeah, no, just being able to see women's souls, like, you know, like when on Facebook and Instagram and all that, yes, you do connect with people, but it's a different level. You know, like in Feminine Rising and your Receiving Challenge, connecting with women in this space is more intimate and it's soulful. It's not about taking a picture here and there. You know, it really is the our soul's call and what we want to talk about, you know, and
Yeah.
that we just can't talk about it with just anybody, but you know, maybe we can at some point, but the
Hmm.
majority of us just don't even know how to begin that conversation. And that's your programs, that you open that door to invite us to come in and be able to have that conversation
Mm.
in a safe place. So thank you for that, you know.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you for that feedback. It's that's exactly the kind of container that I love creating, is being able to you know, have that safe, judgment-free zone for people to, for women, to be able to express themselves and figure it out. Like most women don't know what it is that they want. Like they know how they don't want to feel anymore. They have a sensation of what it is, like their soul is, but they haven't quite maybe identified it as such yet, or you know, like open that up just yet. But there's this consistent thing that just keeps coming up over and over and over again. And the thing that like holds them back is that thing that you know, is what gets examined and looked at. And when you see that you're not alone in that, because all these other women are like having the same sort of desires within them, and you start to see like it's not a bad thing to have these desires, it's totally okay. And that also, it's not a bad thing to have shadow, it's not a bad thing to have self-sabotage, it's not a bad thing, it's just it is, that's how our brains are, that's how we've been programmed, right? And when we're in that space of those like-minded women, those like-minded people, it gives you that opportunity. Like it's permission, it's permission.
It is permission, because I mean, you know, how many times in your own head do you sit there and go, well, you know what, maybe you're just overthinking it. And like, how many times have I been told that, oh, you're too emotional, oh, you're overthinking, and you know, but no, I'm an analyzer, and I do take inventory of myself every day. You know what I mean? And that's who I am. And I think a lot of us women do that. But then we're told to put that on the shelf and shut up and don't talk about it, and you overthink, you're too emotional. you know, and then finally we just find this space where it's like, okay, wait a minute, we're allowed to talk about that? Like, what? Oh my God. You know, and like, that's where the expansion starts to happen inside, you know?
Yeah.
You feel, I'm growing wings, I feel.
Yes. Freedom. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what freedom feels like.
Yeah.
Freedom doesn't have to be literally being single or whatever. Like freedom is a sensation that is inside of you, right? It's a feeling that lives inside of you. It's the freedom from the negative thinking. It's the freedom from the self-imposed blocks. It's the freedom from you know, that voice, that incessant voice, right? And the feelings of not good enough and the feelings of unworthiness and all that. It's freedom from all of that, right? Where you create that space within your mind, within your body, within your psyche to have more of those positive wings moments. And you just feel like that all the time. And it's like you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what your ambitions are. That doesn't matter. It's the inner sensation.
Yeah.
Right? It makes a massive difference to your own life and to the lives of everybody around you as well. So I love that. I love that wings.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And like finding your tribe, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do have other people in my life, but what do we talk about? I want to talk about this stuff. I want to expand, you know, and like
consciousness. I want to talk about self-love.
I
want to talk about like how to grow and how to be more expanded and yeah,
without joining a religious group or, you know what I mean? And no, there's nothing wrong with religion or anything like that, you know, but I don't want to join anything like that. I just want to,
it's more spiritual,
expand and bond and build my tribe, you know, and I know that it's not within a 5-mile radius of me.
Not right now.
No, but you know, and it makes it even more special to know, I mean, people in Italy and in Jerusalem and in the States, and that's so cool, man. I get to travel by sitting in my Corona house.
Yeah.
Hello.
I know. That's part of why I loved when I started this business all those years ago. You know, I've had clients from all over the place. My furthest away client is in New Zealand. And it was always in my mind. I'm like, I have a global coaching business. I have a global coaching business, meaning that my clients are literally from around the globe, you know? Maybe my next ambition should be, I have a universal coaching business. And then it's like calling in the aliens. No, I'm just, you know, calling in the other entities, whatever they are. So I think, I'm going to need to wrap this up, but I think that's amazing. Like it's true when we have that ability to be able to see that there are people around the world, right? And, you know, one of the reasons also that I do this work is because we are privileged here as women in, you know, the Western world to have access to certain things, right? We've got access to certain things here that other women around the world don't have. Okay. And I'm deeply aware of that. And part of the reason why I like helping other women is because a lot of the women that I work with have their own personal mission that might include supporting other women around the world. But even at an energetic level, when we raise our own worthiness and we went here in like North America or whatever, or in the first world kind of countries where we are fortunate to have like just simple basic needs taken care of no matter what. I think what that does is it allows that vibration hit all the other women around the world that don't have access to this. They don't have access to a Zoom call. They don't have access to the internet. They don't have access to these things. It's all energy.
Yeah.
We're vibrating at a certain level. We're all connected through source. We're connected through our heart. We're connected through that toroidal field that we all have. And so when we work on that, whether these women can access these types of programs or books or podcasts or whatever it is or not. I mean, the world is becoming smaller in that way, but there's still a lot of areas where that's not available for women.
Yeah.
And I know, like in the Middle East, there's a lot of underground women's groups, because if they were known, if it was publicly known that they were doing this kind of work, it's
Murder.
not good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, through this, it is also that energetic pulsation to support those women too, at that like kind of like collective level, right? So I think it's our duty and our responsibility to be able to, you know, like raise our vibration in that level, feel worthy, and open up our hearts, not just so that we can receive for ourselves, but so that we can help other women who might not be able to do it, do the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's close this up. Thank
Okay.
you for all
Thank
of that.
you.
I appreciate it. Real life is now starting to eat in. I got to go to my
Yes.
real life. You got to go to your real life. I appreciate
Yes.
your feedback about being part of my community and being part of Feminine Rising and the Receiving Challenge and everything that you got out of it. Thank you so much for all of that. And I'm sure that there's a lot of other people who will resonate with what you said. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you, and thank you for what you're doing for the collective soul.
You're welcome. I'm just doing my purpose.
Love you.
Listening to the call of my soul.